Welcome back, folks, to more Arcanum!
I am assuming, since you are here, the town of Stillwater is no more?
That is correct. Now, where is the Black Mountain Clan?
They were banished to the Void to construct a technological gate to weaken the ward separating our world from the Void. When they are finished, Arronax will make his triumphant return and set this world right.
Using baits in your scheme was a stroke of genius.
After all those years of trying to concoct a plausible excuse to banish a group of dwarves, that young fool stumbles in there and walks away with their cherished technology. Aronnax himself couldn't have dreamed up a better scenario.
Stanar's escape could have seriously compromised your plans.
We knew Stinar would try to contact Bates, and Bates has enough wealth and power to make problems for us. He could possibly have even purchased himself enough mages to shore up the wards for years to come.
Why hasn't Arronax returned? Stanar made it through.
Stinar had absolutely no magical aptitude. He was able to slip through the smallest opening without any danger to himself. If someone of Arronax's magical power were to attempt to come through before the rift was big enough, it would be an excruciating death, to say the least.
Is there anything else?
Now that you have proven yourself dedicated to our cause, you must go to the Panari temple in Caledon and speak with Kanhua. He is known there only as the High Priest, but you will be able to gain admittance to see him by using his real name. He will have an assignment for you.
The Panari? What do they have to do with all this?
You will receive the answers to your questions from Kanhua himself.
Thanks for the information.
If I might have a moment. I wish to speak with you about another matter.
She pierces you with a smoldering look. What would that be?
Men with the true elven spirit are so rare these days. I need something from you.
Are you suggesting what I hope you are?
You're not averse to a few moments of exquisite pleasure, are you?
Not at all. It would be my pleasure to accommodate you. Thank you very much. I feel better. Alright, we've gained yet another level. From my Valorian Blessing, I'm going to get +4 dex, so I definitely don't want to max that out. Forgot about that. I could take that up to 16 and leave it. And then by the end, I'll have 20. I think I'm going to go for the overpowered spell of Tempest. Fug it, though. Or Fugit. I like saying fug it. Boom, shakalaka. We'll add to the spell repertoire. I am, after all, a mage. Who the fuck are you? I know who you are. The man before you is thin, wiry, with grey wolfish eyes. He fingers a dagger on his belt. I'm sorry. What the fuck are you talking about? You wear the Malokian hand. You show no respect to your master? I have no master. You obviously know nothing of the hand traditions. A valiant attempt, my friend. I've done the same thing myself, had I been in your possession. And now, I know that my ruse hasn't worked. Did you really think the hand wouldn't recognize its prey? We've been looking for you a long time, stranger. So, you do know who I am. Who are you? He bows slightly. I am Gideon Lyre, first blade of the Malokian hand. I have sought you for a long time, and here you are, having walked into my very arms. Interesting indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm curious, why did the Malokian hand want to kill me? Second of all, I find it interesting that you're a mere whipping boy for the Dark Elves. The hand serves no one, stranger. The Dark Elves are our most current employers, and nothing more. I suggest you keep your tongue in cheek. I suggest you pull that dagger, coward. Oh, now you're going to get skull-fucked by my girlfriend. First, I'll give my dog haste. Then I'll summon a demon behind you to skullfuck you from behind. After he's done ass raping you, of course. Don't forget some lightning. And that's all she wrote, folks. Go away, demon. We have no need of you. My dog bit the shit out of him. And I fucked the Dark Elven leader. This has been a fantastic day. Not to mention I have 7 followers, 7 minions, 7 slaves, and I got the fate point again from killing all the bitches in Stillwater. This just gets better and better.
What is it that...
What is it?
Let's see here. Got a tip from Acronumenon that we can only heal our Vollinger because he is so technologically based. Cannot cure him with magical potions. Needs to be a cure salve. I don't think I have any on me. That is why he cannot be healed with magic.
What is it that you want?
What is it you need?
Apparently she wants to use everything.
What is it that...
And we'll get all this shit identified later. Really, Vollinger is the true prowler. Unfortunately, he doesn't really seem to do any kind of backstabbing. Yeah, but we'll give him the ring anyways. It's pretty much it for the Dark Elf City. We now want to head to the Panari Temple in Caledon. Might need to get a little further away from here before I can teleport. You can also teleport within town as well. Go ahead and wait till morning. Get all my fatigue back as well. You'll notice that Waromon keeps bitching about my evil ways.
Virgil, and you? Do you have have any idea what you've done. What your evil ways might mean for all of Arcanum.
Sir, I don't know who you are. What are you going on about?
Don't you pretend not to know what I'm talking about. I heard what you did in Stillwater. The blood of those people is on your hands. And you. I trusted you to be a guide, to turn from your old ways. And yet you're nothing but a common murderer. Just as you came to me so many months ago.
Virgil! Who is this man, this old bastard? He looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes, I know him. I know him very well.
Who is he?
I always knew this day would come. We all make our choices, and I've made mine. You should not have come here.
Virgil, who the fuck is this?
Oh, of course. Forgive me. Allow me to introduce you to the Elder Joachim.
Elder Joachim?
Yes, it is I. Did you think I would stand by and watch while you committed vile acts of betrayal and murder in the name of Nasruddin? I will not stand for this heresy. You both shall pay for what you have done.
I don't like the way you're speaking to me, Joachim.
No, Joachim. You will do absolutely nothing. Not to my friend here, nor to me.
Ah, I see. So you think that you can pit yourself against me, Virgil?
Your powers are weak, old man. I've learned much since you took me in so long ago. I would recommend you leave us be and go on your way. I will warn you only once.
I would listen to him, Obi-Wan.
Very well then, Virgil. It seems fate has decided for us.
I'm with you, Virgil. Let's dispose of this trash.
Gods have pity on your soul.
Oh, you got to fuck with my stone golem, son. I don't want to disintegrate him because I don't know if he has some good shit on him. I'm gonna go ahead and hasten Sog Mead Mud. Dog as well. Now, old man. Nothing to loot. Fuck that, I'm getting the experience then. He didn't even give me shit. Fuck. Fuck your fire element. I made Joachim my bitch. Let's head to the Panari temple. With my entourage. So in this playthrough, you can see Virgil has taken the way of the dark side. And has helped me thwart Obi-Wan Kenobi, also known as Joachim. There's a sewer grate here as well. Been here, done that. The thick tome looks ancient. The pages are worn parchment. Good gold leaf illustrations, illuminated letters. The cover says, Arachio. Hello, we've been expecting you. I am Alexander, first acolyte of the Panari temple here in Canada. The man before you is tall and broad, with chiseled plain features, a heavy brow and kind eyes. His hands are huge and heavily calloused beneath his scarred forearms, like those of a warrior.
Thank you, Alexander. I am here to see the High Priest.
Yes, I know. He told me to welcome you and send you to him immediately. His chambers are through the doors to your right down the hall. Once you've spoken to him, and you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
I just might do that. Thank you. Good day.
William Gunther. Where's the High Priest again? Because I don't see him. There he is.
I've been sent by Minkorad to see Khan Hua.
We've been expecting you. Go right.
Thanks. Get the fuck out of my way.
Yes. You're the one, yes. Yes. Impressive. A whole town, you see? Yeah.
You see a hunched robed figure slowly turn to face you, and you are taken aback by his hideous appearance. An air of dank, foul evil emanates from him, warping his elven features.
Khan Hua, I presume?
Yes. I am he, Kanhua, the one you seek. I have been waiting, yes. Aronnax is pleased you have heeded his warning and come to our side, you see. Much you have heard about Arronax, yes. I believe it is time you heard the authentic tale.
Go on.
Arronax was the strongest of the council, you see. Strength and wisdom were his weapons. Envied and despised the superior elves, the people of Vendergroth did. Such was their hatred, heathen machines of technology they turned to. Arronax's pleas to their reason fell on deaf ears.
Interesting.
They brought their destruction upon themselves by creating the Vendergroth device, with which to murder Arronax himself. The response of Arronax was swift and decisive. Vendergroth was wiped from the face of Arcanum. The council screamed in dismay at Arronax's strength of will.
Continue.
The response of Arronax was swift and decisive. Vendergroth was wiped from the face of Arcanum. The council screamed in dismay at Arronax's strength of will. Weak-minded and old, most members of the Elven Council were by now, you see. If I must die, I will die last. You see? Glorious was his response, was it not? The final battle on the Black Spire took place, unleashing forces not seen before or since.
Now you notice we're getting the same cinematic as Luglug's playthrough, but with a different person telling the story. A different perspective. Pretty fucking cool. Arronax, I am your father. Kill him.
Such was the fury and power of the combatants that the very fabric of reality was torn asunder, you see. Failed by the weakness of those drawn to his side, Arronax was drawn into the void. Yes.
No.
All energy left in the bones of the few remaining was drained to create the wards to seal the rift. Even the great Nazaridan was unable to regenerate his energy stores after the effort. Yes.
You like to say yes, don't you?
His grief and remorse for what he had done consumed him. Never heard from again, was he?
Grief and remorse? For what, may I ask?
Ah, you do not know, do you? Ernest and Erdine in the ancient tongues, do you see? Ernest, loosely translated, would be after the lineage of. It is obvious, is it not? Arronax was Nazaridan's son, yes.
So, what are you doing to bring Arronax back?
All that is left are the wards, you see. The Ring of Brongar is how they are called today. Weaken the wards we must for the return of Arronax.
How are you weakening the wards?
In this realm, it is what is not being done that is of great importance. Maintained the wards are not, you see? Maintenance slowed, then ceased. The absence of expenditure of energy. The advent of technology has, in itself, hastened the weakening, requiring even less action on our part. Glorious in simplicity. Yes, of course.
What was the Age of Legends?
The Age of Legends. When Arronax and Nazaridan fought alongside one another to bring order to the chaos, you see? Yes. They brought about a golden age where elves assumed their birthright, ruling all other races through the magnificent Elven Council. Glorious, glorious it was.
It makes no sense that you're the head of the Panari Church.
Ah, the beauty, the simplicity of all. If one needs to find ways to weaken the wards, one takes over the order dedicated to strengthening them, yes. Working at cross purposes is displeasing to the circular flow of energies, you see.
Why not destroy the church? It seems at odds with your goal.
That is quite the provocative query, is it not? Energies are squandered in direct conflict, and eyes are drawn towards it. Subterfuge and manipulation are such that the subject does not realize an attack is in the offing. Ironically, the secret of my schemes lie with Nazaridan.
But the church still paints Arronax as ultimate evil.
The entire corpus of a religion cannot be discarded without raising eyebrows, do you see? Slowly turned it must be. A being of ultimate evil is the figment of a child's dreams, is it not? Yes. Arronax can be proven to never have existed by philosophers left to their own devices.
Perhaps you can answer a few more questions. What exactly is banishment?
Excruciating pain it is. It is the end from which it was previously thought none could return. Kurgan, Gorgoth, the Bane of Kree, Krakatur, and of course, the final banishment, Arronax. All banished to the living death, the void. Yes.
What do you know about the void?
The void. None, save those banished, could conceive of it. Yes. Arronax will discuss it not, saying it is not living as we know it, you see.
You have been speaking with Arronax?
The training of years enabled me to attempt to cast my mind into the void. Tens of years brought me nothing but silence, until the wards were weakened enough to let my mind touch the masters. Confusion muddied our link at first, but it soon became strong. Yes. Which do you wish more information regarding?
Tell me of the Bane of Kree.
The Bane of Kree. Yes. He was a noble warrior, not afraid to do what needed to be done to show his strength. Showed no mercy to the town of Kree. Slaughtered every man, woman, and child, you see. Nasruddin brought him down in single battle, he did. Glorious it was. Nasruddin's reputation grew to great heights from the seed of that one battle.
Cool.
Which do you... One of the few human magicers, supreme he was, Kurgan. Discovered the necromantic colleges. Continued to delve into the darker arts, even after the council bade him to stop. Carried out his dark experiments on live people, he did. Arronax bravely led the council to the banishment ruling for Kurgan, who went to his fate as a lamb to slaughter.
He didn't even put up a fight?
Strange he was. His talent in researching the darker arts was unsurpassed, yet too much the coward was he to actually use his own discoveries on those that could defend themselves. Strange, as I said, yeah. Which Gorgoth was simply a mindless brute, rampaging and killing to fill his bottomless hunger, yes. Another opportunity for the council to prove its authority over the other races it was, you see. Which the Krakatur was a conniving, twisted monster, half man and half dragon, who terrorized cities and villages, killing their inhabitants and burning them to the ground. He could have wielded awesome power in this world, but alas, he was a coward at heart. Which do you... but you must hear of your task before you take your leave. How could it be otherwise? Perhaps you recall the heinous device constructed in Vendigroth, as I have recounted in my tale? You must retrieve and bring it to me for destruction. As long as it exists, it poses a threat to any powerful mage it might be used upon.
How do I find this device?
The ruins are located somewhere in the Vendigroth wastes. Agents scour the vast waste as we speak, searching for the entrance to the underground passages. Mark your map, I will, with the location of the gateway to the wastes and the base camp, yes.
But how do you know the specific device you seek still exists?
A description of it we have heard, spoken by one whose 2 eyes have seen it.
Why don't you have that bloke retrieve it?
Detained he is. King Praetor of Cumbria has thrown him in the pits, he has. He holds the exact location of the device. Rescue attempts have met with no success. Regrettable it is. If you were able to rescue him, he would be of invaluable help to you, would he not?
I'd best retrieve him before I go after the device.
In the pits of Durnholm, in the kingdom of Cumbria he is kept, you see. Here it is on your map. Killed many people there in a fit of rage, which I believe was driven by the loss of his friends at Vendigroth. Yes. Tolo Underhill is the name he goes by.
He's a halfling who went on a murderous rampage.
Mark him at your own peril. He may be halfling, but he has the intensity of the viper running through his veins. Do you see?
Until we meet again, Ring of Brongon. Tell me of your work. What are you currently working on? Currently, I'm doing some research on older translations of the Archer. I have found some interesting discrepancies that I am looking into.
Discrepancies? What do you mean?
There are a few differences in some passages I found in the earlier copy. I'll give you an example. The Archon we read today refers to the orders of Panari. The word Panari in Old Tongue means light servant or follower, but in this older copy I'm studying, we're referred to as Panrenes, which means defenders of the gate. Very odd.
Anything else?
A few minor things I'm still working on. Perhaps it's something we could speak of later.
Of course. The statue in the courtyard, who is that?
Saint Manox, one of the early elders in the church.
Why was he made a saint?
Saint Manox was the only person reputably to have ascended. That is, the spirit of Nazareth appeared and took his body directly from the plane of existence to the next.
You say reputedly, Gunther. Do you not believe?
There is no doubt in my mind that Manox was a very holy man. My belief in inconclusive set of circumstances does not invalidate that fact, regardless of how it might reflect on my own faith.
Was there any eyewitnesses?
There were 2 eyewitnesses to the ascension of Manox. One was an elf named Randar, and the other was Quinhora, I believe. The accounts of the incidents were almost exactly the same. They both were beautifully written.
Interesting. What else do you know about him, Gunther?
Almost all the records concerning the life of the great saint have been lost over the years. Very little is known about him or what he did before he was taken. Of course, there was the usual insubstantial accounts of miracles. And of course, there's Alexander.
What do you mean? What does Alexander have to do with this?
You haven't heard. He almost never speaks of it. The man has enough humility for all of us. Alexander is the direct descendant of Manox. His family has held the position of the first acolyte for the last 1,500 years.
No, I didn't know that. Quite a legacy.
Yes, it is, and there's no better man to bear it. Alexander's a saint in his own right. There are few men I respect, my friend. Alexander is a noble soul. Do you know anything of him?
No. Tell me.
Alexander hasn't always been with us here at the temple. You see, the first acolyte's role in any Panari temple is a spiritual leader and warlord. Symbolically, he is to assume these roles, just as Nazar did, so many years ago. Most acolytes go into this very lightly. They may enter and treat and loyal constabulary to train them in basic combat techniques. Not so Alexander.
What did he do?
He left us for 10 years and studied with some of the most feared and respected masters in several of the combat disciplines. For his pilgrimage, he traveled to the Vendigroth Waste and lived there, alone, until he thought himself ready to assume his post. If you know nothing of the Waste, know this. There is no more terrible place in all of Arcanum.
So he's a skilled warrior?
That's not a more dangerous man in all of Kalino. He's very well versed in 2 or 3 of the magic colleges as well, as are we all in the Panari Elders. The temple hasn't been safer in hands since, and those of the great saint himself.
Interesting. I'll be off to talk to this little midget in here. Hello, little midget, who are you?
Call me Hadrin, acolyte of the Panari and local expert on the Church of Archaeology. How might I help you today?
Greetings. I'm Ronstock the Terrible. Might I speak with you a moment?
Certainly.
Talk about your work, midget.
What would you like to know?
Tell me about the objects and the 3 things behind you that I will kill you and take if you do not give to me.
Which one would you like to know about?
How about the crumpled up little wrinkly finger?
Yes, that's the finger of Saint Manox.
His finger? Why is it here?
Legend tells of a time when Saint Manox had led by captured barbarians. They were plundering the surrounding countryside and were holding Manox for ransom. He told his people to refuse, so the barbarians threatened to cut off one of his fingers if he didn't comply. Manox calmly picked up a knife, told them there would be no ransom, and cut it off himself.
Sounds like a tough son of a bitch.
Yes, well, and he needed to be. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Tell me of... Are they for sale?
No, these are priceless church artifacts.
What do you know about the name of Nasruddin? Have you seen them?
His brow furrows. No, and I do not see anything of those old bones of his. There's so many questions I could answer. I've never been able to see them.
Why, Hadron? You're a church archaeologist, surely you...
Yes, you'd think so, wouldn't you, young man? I mean, when the elders need some go digging in the dead caverns of the Vangelian deeps, who do they call upon? Or if some poor fool comes across a tomb sealed with Golgothian blood curse, ring the bell for old Hadrian.
But why won't they let you see remains?
I have no idea. You speak of desecration, sacrilege, but the man is dead. D-E-A-D. I respect and cherish Nazardan and what he taught us, but I hardly think he'd be upset if I chipped a piece of bone from his earthly shell.
I see your point. I myself would love to take a look at them.
Really? Are you a fellow archaeologist, my friend?
No, but it's a long story.
The living one, you? I think it's in very poor taste. Do you have any idea what you're proposing?
Yes, I know it's hard to believe, but...
You know, you're not told to watch out for someone like you. The High Priest said there would be an imposter.
Wait! It's important. I need your help.
Look, please, just leave. I couldn't help but see the remains in any case. If I've never seen them, you're certainly not going.
Wait! Yes?
Listen, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm an old man and very set in my beliefs. It's much easier for me to think you're a charlatan than face the alternative.
I understand, and I'm sorry.
The remains are what you seek. You may want to wander around the local sewers. You never know what you'll find down there. Perhaps you could bring back whatever it is you come across.
I'll look around. If I find anything, I'll bring it back. That's all for now, little midget.
Little Virgil, give me my dynamite. Give me my dynamite. I'm going to throw it at their door. Fuck two guards up there, a whore. Fuck them too. Fuck them too. Give me my dynamite. Give me my dynamite. Eat my shit.
Shakalaka. Good day to you both. Poop pun. Interesting. Poop pun. I returned from the crypt.
And you found it. What did you see there?
I brought back this skull for you to look at.
But, I suppose I'll take a look.
What's wrong?
The skull, you say, is very skull from the sarcophagus in the burial chamber. Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. Whatever is the matter?
This skull, it's not even Elven. It's impossible.
There were some strange things about what I saw. Something drawn in blood on the inside of the sarcophagus.
What was it? You say blood? I don't know what that symbolizes, nor why it would be there. The word sounds like an ancient Panari, an ancient language used by the early church elders. It hasn't been used for centuries, but Gunther Wilhelm would be an expert and would know what it means. It was drawn there by... Oh God, they buried him alive!
I noticed that the skeleton was also missing its right finger.
His right finger? You know what that means. Oh, no, it couldn't be.
What, Hadron? What are you talking about?
Of the objects I have here is the finger of Arronax. There's a legend associated with it. It's never actually known the finger was actually that of a great saint. It would seem that it might very well be.
Are you saying that the body in the sarcophagus is Arronax?
I don't know. Good God! He's obviously shocked. Why would they have buried him in a tomb of Nazardan?
Hadrian, what are we going to do?
I have no idea. 2,000 years and no one's ever bothered to check. Oh God, and baby Jesus! What fools have we been? I recommend you go and speak with Gunther about this. Find out what the message says. I can be of no further use.
I'll get to the bottom of this, Hadrian. I promise.
Perhaps this was stone better left unturned, my friend. It's not every day one is faced with the negation of his belief.
I'm so very sorry, but not really. I'll take my leave. Ta-ta.
And ta-ta to you all. Stay tuned for more Arcanum.